Now, I believe we have all been taught how to pray. And in this video, I want to tackle some things because most of the time we realize that we destroy our lives mostly with prayers. So sad. I'm going to show you how. Just relax, okay? I'm going to show you how that happens. Now, have you experienced this? That you are in a situation, when you pray for that situation, instead of becoming better, it becomes worse. Or you have a relative or a friend that is sick, and instead of becoming better after praying for them, they become worse. Now, you might have asked yourself, does even God hear my prayers? By the way, I'm not French, I'm not Spanish. When I'm speaking English and someone else is speaking a totally different language, is God even hearing us? Now listen, you see, God is not in the business of understanding his language or this language or this language. No. And he doesn't even listen to that. You see, God listens to the frequency of the art, or what we call now. Now listen, if you have not watched our video, The Wow Factor, please go look at it. You understand what I'm talking about. But now, you see, God will always answer anyone depending on the prayers that have been made in the art. Am I saying that you not speak them? No. What I'm saying is, he says that God will act because out of it flows the issues of life, isn't it? At the same time, he says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. But now, it dwells in that area, or that spiritual area. The art is not this one, right? The mind is not this, and it's the brain, but the mind is not here. The mind as well as the art. They are two different spiritual spaces, right? We need, first of all, to capture the idea of the art, or what we call the subconscious mind, before even we know how it works. Okay? Now, our reality is based on our consciousness. If you're not conscious, you are dead, right? So there's a consciousness that you are in, and that consciousness is always resorting to the person that you become, isn't it? Someone says that we are all self-made, but it's only the successful who admit it. But you understand this, that the conscious mind, or the conscious mind has been divided into two. It's not two, but just for creation and for more clarity, we divide it into two, but it's just one. It's just one consciousness. But we divide it into two. Some have tabbed it as the male and the female mind, what they call the conscious, the subconscious. Paul was talking about the husband being the head of the family, and then this mystery of the wife and the husband becoming one. Okay, it's about the mind, the two, the conscious and the subconscious mind. Now, understand this, that the conscious mind is selective. Okay, in other words, you choose what you put in the mind. Okay, this is the male aspect now of the mind, remember. And everything that you put in the mind, you can choose it to put in the subconscious mind, or the female part of the mind, which now gives birth or expresses all those impressions that have been put in the mind. It's going to bring them into reality, whatever it is. Now, this is very important for you to understand, that the male, the conscious part of the mind is always active, and you're getting all this information from different places and all that. But then when that information comes in the mind, it's not going to affect you, because have you asked yourself, sometimes I read so many books, I've listened to so many sermons, I've listened to these people, this person, but my life has not changed. Why is it so? It's because that information is in the mind. And anything that is in the mind will never become expressed, because the only mind that gives birth to the impression that they have received is not the conscious. The conscious is the male. It's the female part, or the subconscious mind. Okay? So the subconscious mind, whatever information it will receive on how the art is going to bring into the world, or is going to be expressed outward in one way or the other, whatever it is. And you see, the beauty of it is that it doesn't know the difference between good and bad, or true and false. Whatever information that gets into the subconscious mind, it just executes. That's the beauty of it. And that's why it now becomes impossible for you and I to think anything impossible, because whatever it is, it's possible. You can be able to express it because it's there. Remember, that space of impossibility is that the art space where the frequency of God. Remember, nothing is impossible with God. Remember, now He answers those prayers that are in the art, whatever they are. But now the issue is, we have not understood this, as we become victims of our own ignorance. Because most of the time, let's say for example, I'm in debt and I want to get out of debt. I'm going there and in prayers, of course, I'll tell God, hey, God, I am in debt, and I give these stories. At the end of the day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, right? God is not even answering me. I'm done. And from there, and this is the main reason why people actually don't even pray these days, because I've prayed for many years, it doesn't work. Why should I pray? You get? But the problem is we have not understood the whole concept of praying. This is when you pray, believe, and then you will receive it. So you got there and you are complaining, or you go to the presence of God, or you're always in the presence of God, right? You go into prayers and you are putting information in the mind or in the subconscious mind or in the heart in the completely different way. Because, for example, instead of saying I am well, the Bible says that the sick say that they are well, or that the poor say that they are the opposite. So the Bible is very clear on that, by the way. But now, most of the time, we get into prayers and we are like, God, I've seen the situation of that boy. Wow. So the feeling itself that you have is that this person is bad, right? The situation is bad. I don't know if it's going to change, but it's bad. Now that feeling is a true prayer. Because the thing, once the idea gets into the subconscious mind, the doorway to the subconscious mind is feeling. So once you are one with that emotion is the true prayer. So you look at your friend, they are in bad condition, and then you feel sorry for them, you feel sympathetic with them. That is a true prayer. That is a true prayer. And so what you are doing is that you are even causing more, like, worse situation to them. You are praying, you don't have food or you don't have the money, and you are even feeling worse. That being worse is the true prayer, not the words that you are speaking. The words are in the mind. They are just thoughts, but they have not come into the heart. So until you get those words and you put them in the mind, or sorry, not in the mind, but in the heart, you feel it. Like you get to a point where you're like, yeah, now I can. You realize that there's a joy that will come when you're praying. And you're like, yeah, man, it's done. You just know that it's done. Because there's a belief that you get. And that belief as well, it leads you now into action. But I was talking about something here. You don't say that I am going to be wealthy, I'm going to be okay, not I am going or I will, no. Because the mind is going to interpret that, and the true prayers are going to be answered into continuous form, right? I will, okay. So it's going to be in continuous form. In other words, the situations will force you to continue wanting. You get it? I want to be successful. So you continue wanting. That's a prayer. I want. So you continue wanting to be successful. You continue wanting to be well. You continue wanting to be wealthy. That's a true prayer. So you will not experience the wealth, because that was not the prayer, until you get into the part of feeling I'm wealthy. So in other words, your prayer is I am wealthy. Correct? What you feel you are dominates what you feel you are not. So this is what I mean. Is that the moment I say I am rich, and another person says I am not poor, is there a difference? Is there a difference between I am not poor and I am rich? I am wealthy, I'm healthy, and I am not sick. Is there a difference? Of course there is. Because what you feel you are, I am, is going to dominate this one. I am not. You get? So in the mind, or in the subconscious mind, it's not even going to receive not. It's not going to interpret not. Like I am not poor. It's going to get the poor. I am poor. Because I'll bring another video, the dictionary of God. Listen. In that part, the subconscious mind is not in the business of trying to edit anything. So for you to get results, you have to get to that part until you feel it, that yeah, man, it's okay, it's game done now. I know it has been accomplished. You see, there's a time my mother was she was looking for a transfer, and I didn't know the magnitude of this until one day I went to visit her, in a place of work. And I'm telling you, I looked at that distance. It was so far from home. I was like, what? You travel from here up to there every single day? I said, no, enough is enough. And she told me she had tried to apply for the transfer. They were not working. That's why I said, no. I had, listen, the emotion, the feeling. I had that feeling like, no, enough is enough. This cannot be. No. Not when I know how to manipulate these things. So I took my time and I started praying about that situation. And I'm telling you, I took my time, prayed until I felt God had answered that prayer. It was so, you just feel it. Mine was much bigger than that because I actually saw the angel of God take the documents and place it in there. And my mom called me, said, hey, I have some good news. I received a call and they want to transfer me, but they want some money. Don't worry about the money. Don't even give them even a shilling. It's done. It's already done. You cannot undo it. It's done. You know, that is just an example. But that's the thing I'm talking about. You have to get in touch with that thing by feeling, believing. And you don't have to be double-minded. Remember what the Bible says? That a double-minded man, he will receive nothing from God. Why? Because he's unstable in all his doings. All right. So you will not, or you don't need to be double-minded. You just stick to this and know it is done and it's done. Let's go. So you act the part. And the beauty of it is, you don't have to know how it's going to happen. You don't have to focus on the difficulties of them or of it. No, you don't have to worry about that. Leave that to God. Okay, please try this and let me know the results after this. Newton M. Caris. Until next time.